the Big Bang is speeding up. We can see the end of it coming increasingly clearly.
My Big Bang, that's really where he's going to go.
Andromeda moving nearer towards the collision that's coming with us. You can see it now in the night sky. This is the object of a design, you think? What kind of designer in that case? To say that this must have an origin, and now we know how it's going to end.
Uh-oh.
Why ask why there's something rather than nothing when you can see the nothingness coming? Only replaces the question. Faith is of no use in deciding it. And that's on.
You can see the nothingness coming. So the atheists literally think that, which they have no proof for, right? He thinks that the galaxies are coming towards us to blow us up, right? Just like weird. It's like a materialist version of the second coming. The Andromeda Galaxy is coming. There will be a coming. The second coming of the Andromeda Galaxy to annihilate us. The nothing is... The nothing, dude. Never-ending story. His worldview is literally never-ending story shit. Michael Enda. The never-ending story. Look around. Atheism's what you see. Christopher Hitchens. He's greasy-faced, greasy little Hitchens. Never-ending nothing, the never-ending nothing. Look how greasy he is. To get a haircut, man. Greasy-ass slob. Slobby-ass hair dripping over his face. Looks like a bloated carbohydrate slob over there. There's nothing. The nothing is coming. I have watched the never-ending story. What is the never-ending story? I'm spurging out. He literally just appealed to a never-ending story argument. The nothing is coming to get us. The nothing. And so therefore there's no God, because God designed a universe where the nothing is coming. Remember the Never-Ending Story song? There's a greasy Chris Hitchens who's bloviating now. The never-ending story. Ah, the never-ending story. Ah, there's a greasy Hitchens who's scratching at his lice. I don't know. He just looks so gross there.
Branches of it, the Cro-Magnons.
Yeah, so here we go. Appeal to a bunch of non-empirical aeons ago bullshit, right? They love this, right? Well, we know that 1 million aeons ago there was a Geico caveman, and the Geico caveman is no longer with us, and so therefore no God, because God designed Geico cavemen. I mean, again, all presupposing his dumb position, which is not even true. I don't believe there's any Geico cavemen. Like, Geico cavemen are as real as the Geico caveman ads. They're just made up. And how do we... Oh, guess what? Piltdown Man, Nebraska Man, they're frauds. They're all frauds. And we know they're frauds. So, wait a minute. So, Darwinism, atheism, built on fraud archaeology? Yeah, exactly.
Living with us until about 50,000 years ago, who had tools.
What is the empirical evidence and proof for what happened 50,000 years ago? Oh, there's not any at all.
Then go. They're no longer with us. We don't know what.
The Geico caveman argument. We're going to call this the Geico caveman argument, right? Because the Geico cavemen are dead. God abandoned them, so therefore there's no telos, there's no design. That's what he's arguing. Wow. So he's saying that if there's no design in the micro, I'll just expand that to the macro. There's no design in the universe. Well, again, the interpretation of the micro to say that there's no design, and then to expand that to the macro, that therefore there's no design, is parts whole fallacy. So again, they keep doing this. Yes, Neanderthals are fake. Look up Piltdown Man. Look up Nebraska Man. Famous forgery, famous frauds. And it just so happens that Teilhard de Chardin, another famous fraudster quack, he just happens to appear at most of these frauds. Well, I wonder what's going on. The the evangelist for evolution just magically appears at famous frauds. I wonder what's going on. No, he's back to the never-ending, the nothing argument, the never-ending story argument.
Amazing, overarching, titanic.
Greasy Chrissy Hitchens, he's making fallacies, the never-ending fallacy.
Once every second, a star the size of our sun has gone out. Faced with
Here we go, a bunch of sci-fi bullshit about champagne supernovas.
brought to believe that the main events in human history, the crucial ones, happened 3,000 to 2,000 years ago in illiterate desert Arabia and Palestine. And that it was at that moment.
They weren't illiterate. What? Illiterate Arabia, desert, Palestine? Jews weren't illiterate. What are you talking about? Just dumb. Like that the most important events happened 2,000-3,000 years ago. Okay, Mosaic law, if it's written down, they weren't illiterate. They wrote it down, dummy. I mean, it's like, what?
A source for ethics or morality. Please don't.
Yes. So here we go. He knows that people are going to go to this argument, right? That he doesn't have a basis or no. He notice what he said there. A source. Source. Well, I'm sure he thinks he's the source for his ethics and morality, right? His humanitarian, humanist reasoning, which of course is nothing. It all falls apart. Has no basis. So this is an important point that we've seen atheists do all the time. And they do it in the Discord too. When they come to the Discord, they do the exact same thing. They confuse a story with giving an account for. Pay attention to that. Giving an account for something in an epistemic justificatory sense is not the same thing as you telling a story. Because this is what the atheists always do. They say, oh, how do you give an account for morals? They think that means tell me a story about how morals evolved. No, dude. Not asking for a story. I don't care about your psychological processes. I don't care about your the story that you think accounts for morals evolving. I want you to give an account in terms of epistemology of your belief, a justified true belief in morals. Two totally different things, and literally 99.9% of the atheists make this stupid move to say, oh, my account for morals is that we just evolved to adopt these agreed upon principles for survival. That is not an epistemological account. That is a story. That is not what I asked for. I asked for an account, and you can't do that. So he just did the same thing, because I guarantee you what he's going to say is, we're not asking you for your source of morals. He says that I have no source for morals. How dare you ask? How dare you say I have no source for morals? No, not a source, an account. Justified true belief account.
Pile the insulting onto the irrational and tell me that if I don't accept these sacrifices.
Well, by the way, what's wrong with being insulting? I mean, you're an atheist. There's nothing wrong with being insulting. So you may not like it, but we don't care what you like and don't like. Right? Imagine a Christian coming to this debate and saying, I don't like you. I don't like your arguments. What would an atheist say? We don't care. Get out of here. Nobody gives a shit what you like or dislike. That's not an argument. By the way, this rhetorical thing about being from the desert, what does that have to do with anything? Like, I mean, I could if I wanted to be a woke SJW, I could be like, oh, anti-Arab, right? I could read that as an anti-Arab thing, right? Which he would like cower from. Oh, no, I'm not trying to be anti-Arab. Which again, there's nothing wrong or right. There's nothing good or bad. So it's literally all rhetoric.
Then I'll have to.
What's happening? Is he short circuiting? The repulsive tactic of suicidebombing. Do we all see the problem here? How dumb this is. Nobody cares what you personally find repulsive, dude. It has nothing to do with what's true or false or what's wrong or right. Okay, so you're at a debate. Debates presuppose logic, argumentation. You can't commit fallacies in debates. I mean, I don't know how. It's not that difficult. If I come to the chessboard and I put my checkers pieces down on the chessboard and I take my checker piece and I say, I knock over your king and I say, ha ha, I won. I won the game of chess because my checker piece knocked over your king. Everybody would be like, you're insane. You're not playing chess. There's no rules, dude. What? That's what they're doing in a debate. That's the equivalent of the atheist debate, is a crazy man, slow boy, bringing his checker pieces to the chessboard and like throwing them at the chessboard, right? And then when the checker pieces knock over the king and the queen, he declares victory. And you're like, you're not even playing the game. You're doing something else. Like you're acting like a Spurgatron, right? And then they're like, there's no rules, there's no laws, and I just beat you at the game that has rules and laws. That's what the atheist is doing. The atheist is literally saying there's no rules and no laws, and let me use the rules and laws to show you there's no rules and laws, and I won. That's how dumb this is. Atheists are like beautiful slow boys that are playing chess or checkers and they smash the board and the pieces fly everywhere and then claim that they won. That's literally what every atheist debate is. To me, that's literally what I see. That's all I see. I see slow boys like just smashing checkerboards and chessboards and like screaming, screeching, squelching about how they won. That's what they did. That's all they had. That's what these people are doing. And they're all the same. Every one of the debates is the same. This debate has not changed. This dumb debate has not changed since the 1700s. Oh, I'm getting like Alex level like mad about how dumb this is. Imagine the same stupid ass debate for 400 years. It goes back to 1600s, dude. And the arguments of this, they were debating that telos doesn't exist in the Enlightenment. It's the same dumbass debate. It's not even a debate. It's like I'm hearing two car salesmen selling the same pieces of crap cars for the 1,000th time. And it's like, people are like, do you ever hear really strong, challenging atheist arguments? And I'm like, have you ever heard a used car salesman give you a really good line about why you need to buy that piece of crap? No. Because it's always the same. They're literally limited to like the same, it's almost like a handful. Like I could literally right now just write up like an algorithm. I mean, I can't, but somebody should make one of those generators, like the atheist argument generator, because they're all the same. There's only 5 of them. It's like 5: emotional appeal, parts whole fallacy, appeal to antiquity, appeal to Mamin God. That's about it. They're all about that.
And treaties. Meanwhile, in Russia, the authoritarian, chauvinistic, expansionist.
What? Russia's authoritarian, chauvinist, expansionist government? Are you serious? Is this guy just a front for British intelligence? He literally ties in like Putin to this argument. Like, what? By the way, what is wrong with misogyny and chauvinism in your dumb atheist paradigm? I mean, that dude. What? This is like the most cucky social justice terrible presentation I've ever heard.
Vladimir Putin is increasingly decked in clerical garb.
Oh, so now the Russian Orthodox Church. Oh, he's thrown that in there. Well, at least as an atheist, Luciferian idiot, I'll give him credit for figuring out who his actual enemies are, right? So at least he perceives that the Russian Orthodox Church is actually like one of the things that is the big problem here for him. Exactly. So he gets 1 point for being that perceptive to throw in some Russia-gate nonsense, which, what was it, 2010? Wow. So he was like way ahead of the game. probably repeating. I more think that this is probably like, is he at Oxford or Cambridge? Is that where this debate is? I don't know. No, it was Notre Dame. Might as well be. It's all the same. Western power structure gibberish nonsense.
By the Russian Orthodox Church with its traditional allegiance to Tsarism.
There you go. Rokor. He went after the Russian church.
I'll close on this. Dinesh would have to argue that surely that's better than
Wow.
there be a mass outbreak of secularism.
Of all the things to throw in, like this goober, he looks like a frog, dude. Like this frog emerged from the pit to like an evil Pepe to call out the Russian Orthodox Church. Wow. Evolutionary psychology is assumed. Evolutionary processes of comparative religion assumed. No arguments to prove this, just assumed. A bunch of bloviating and pontificating and rhetoric based on objective morals, objective claims about things being wrong, being bad, being good, being what we ought to do. Then he appealed to the fact that the universe is literally nihilism, and I'm not joking, never-ending story argument that the nothing was coming to get us. I'm not joking, that's what he says. The nothing will get us, therefore God is not a designer. So because of nothing, by the way, he said healthcare was good. What? I'm not sure why we're supposed to, in a meaningless Darwinian worldview, why we're supposed to at all care about somebody else's health. I mean, this is just nonsense, just ad hoc, totally arbitrary. What else? My Big Bang proves that there's no purpose, no telos, and then he says 99% of things have gone extinct, including our Geico cavemen friends and brothers, our monkey friends. I'm not sure why it's bad that things went extinct or that they don't. I mean, again, constant appeals to good and bad with no basis for good and bad. I don't make the design argument, and precisely why I don't make the design argument is because it presupposes things that it hasn't proven. So just to simply say that we see design everywhere is not a good argument, and it doesn't prove that the designer is the Christian God. So that's why the transcendental argument is a good argument. It's because it doesn't make these dumb arguments. It's not based on stupid presuppositions and faulty epistemology. Evil, suicide, bombers, the terrorists and mutter right? Okay, why is that bad? I don't have any basis at all on your worldview to think anything's bad. And your argument is that religion equals suicide, bombers, therefore bad. Okay, that was not a good argument. And then, Rokor and chauvinism and toxic masculinity. Literally, that was what he argued. Rokor, chauvinism. I mean, talk about like weak sauce cuckery, dude. This is the lamest argument I've ever heard from these people. This was as bad as, it was almost like just pure political rhetoric, not even a debate.